We had Georgetown Animal Hospital, and I'm Christy Johnson. This is Casey Harless, and this is Maria Sedgwick. Alright, so Georgetown Animal Hospital is located in Hudsonville, Michigan. We went out there to interview Danielle for a day, and upon entering the location, we realized that even though the lights were a little bit dim and it smelled a little bit like cleaner, the staff was extremely friendly and it was extremely welcoming. And we noticed that they had an awesome rug on their floor that had a really great logo that we think that they should use in more of their promotions because it was extremely attractively laid out. They have an extremely large client base. It's over 7,000 customers. It's hard to track how many of those are loyal customers because the nature of veterinary clinics, your clients only come in about once a year. But they do have a lot of current marketing efforts. They are partnered with a few neighborhood associations so that they can put their flyers into new neighbor packets. They also have a large sign out front of their clinic, which they recently upgraded. It has a spot where they can change the message on it so that they can advertise certain things at different times. And then they have a few really great points that they can really hone in on to advertise. They serve a wide variety of animals, so they can market to bird owners and reptile owners where a lot of their competitors cannot. They also have a lot of cutting edge technology such as laser therapy, which really aids in speeding up the healing times after surgery. And they also do microchipping where they can implant a chip into a dog or cat's back so that if they get lost, you can find them quickly.
So after going and meeting with Georgetown Animal Hospital, we talked to them a little about what they'd done in the past for marketing, and so they've got a Facebook page, and so they haven't really done a whole lot with that Facebook page until we talked to them and told them a little bit more about what they could do with that. They tried direct mail, sending out flyers, things like that about maybe products that they have, but that wasn't really successful. Being an animal hospital, they're always really busy with all these customers they have coming in, so they're always, marketing's not necessarily their focus. So when it comes down to it, that was what our job was, is to try to give them a marketing plan to market their overall business, not necessarily a particular part of it. But they needed something that was going to be inexpensive, and it wasn't going to take a whole lot of time, and so it was going to have to be easy to implement. So what they really needed was they're really like good practice. They, unlike Petco, like those larger corporations, they have a niche to be able to offer really like good care and quality care and decent prices too compared to some of their competitors. So those are some of the things we're trying to hone in on, and so trying to create loyal customers and trying to bring in some of these customers to recognize some of these products that weren't necessarily recognized before, and so that was more of the focus of what we were trying to do.
So just going off what Casey said, taking into account that they don't really have a lot of money to spend on, they want to push into marketing, and they also don't really want to spend a whole lot of time on it. We came up with 3 solutions, and the first is just taking advantage of a lot of the free marketing that you can do online that's already set up for them. Like they had a Facebook page, but hadn't really done much with it, and they have a Yelp place, but they haven't been promoting that to their customers, so no one has given them reviews, so just looking at that. And then a referral and rewards program to encourage loyalty in their customers. So, just taking a look at those. Like I said, Facebook and Yelp. So just making an effort to really create a Facebook page that would interact with their clients. And they've already started doing this a little bit. We suggested it right at the beginning of our project, but just making an effort to reach out to their customers and encouraging interaction and posting. Like they post articles about pet care, and they post photos, and they post information about their clinic and what they're doing. So just in continuing to do that, an effort to reach out and interact with their customers. And also Yelp, especially for new clients, looking, like a lot of their new clients come from person to person, like referrals. So just backing that up with a Yelp site that has reviews on it and is like, look, this is what coming into this veterinary clinic is like, and those things, it just really helps bring in new customers. And like I said, it's inexpensive. It only costs the time on the part of the clinic that it takes to work with these programs. It doesn't cost any money to use the programs itself. It really personalizes the company and it's interactive with the customers. The second program is a referral program. So the idea would be just going again on the how many new customers they get from person-to-person referrals. So they have a program already in place where they ask a new customer, how did you hear about us? And they already have started recording, like, if a current customer has referred these new people, they just don't do anything with that information. So just starting to use the program that they already have in place and telling their current customers, like, hey, if you refer a new customer, you'll get 50% off your next doctor's visit. So this would increase customer loyalty, just really get people excited about telling their friends about it, because hey, if you can tell a friend and get money, like, that's awesome. And it also will increase their customer base by bringing in new customers, and it's cost effective because although they are giving 50% off their client visit, they are gaining a new customer, which is a valuable resource. And then the final program is a rewards program. So I know there's a lot of companies that do like punch cards, especially coffee shops do this a lot. You buy 10 drinks, get the 11th one free or something like that. So along those lines, every 5th clinic visit, the clients would earn a free dental care or other smaller service that the clinic provides. And this would be an incentive for customers to return because we all like earning free things. It's just kind of fun, you get to hand you a little card, yes, get the free thing. It'll also promote a lesser known service. So like a dental care or a toe clipping, it's not really something you think about right away going into the veterinarian's office, like, oh man, I need to get my pet's teeth cleaned, But it would get it on people's minds, and maybe next time they came in for their doctor's visit, like, man, I should get my pet's teeth cleaned and just pay for it. It's also cost effective because these lesser known services are not very expensive, they're not very time consuming, anything like that, but it would get people excited about coming back and really encourage them to have a repeat visit.
So our expected outcomes of these kind of go along with our evaluation measures. So with our referral program, we're hoping that within 6 months that we are able to get a 5% increase in our customer base. This is obviously going to be, it's either going to be right on or it's going to be way off. So we're hoping that we can get to 5% or above, and we think that we can. It's a pretty good incentive for those people that are coming in to say, like, if you refer a friend, you get 50% off your visit. That's a pretty good deal because doctors' visits, veterinarian visits, those aren't cheap. So we think that that's possible. And we chose 6 months just because you don't want to be waiting around to wait for 2 years to evaluate this, and we hope that within 6 months that it is possible, and with the help of sending out flyers to tell people about this opportunity, telling incoming customers about this opportunity, we think it's possible. And so next, with our Facebook and Yelp, we're hoping that we can increase our Facebook traffic up to 50%. Right now, actually, since we've started talking to them about their Facebook, they've already increased their traffic just by improving some of their sites. They had actually their daughter, Danielle's daughter, the name of the woman that we talked to, and her daughter was able to go on to Facebook and I guess change up some of the things and make it a little more hip maybe. And so that helped to be able to, I guess, market with that more of a younger state of mind. And so if we can increase that by 50%, that will be a pretty good outcome. And then with our Yelp page, we're hoping to get at least 5 reviews within the next 2 to 3 weeks. This isn't anything too crazy, but it's just a goal because 5 reviews can be a world of help if they're good reviews, of course. And we expect that with these people's great care that there can be good reviews. And so lastly, we hope that within the next year, our rewards program, that all the incoming customers will pick up, at least 50% of the incoming customers will pick up one of the rewards cards. And so we can at least get this program moving and we can get it known out there. And so if you notice, all these programs, they don't have a very long duration for evaluation, but we did that because of our contingency plans and things like that. So as soon as we get those contingency plans, or these things figured out and evaluated, we can decide to continue them or get rid of them.
Our contingency plans are specific for each of the different strategies that we have. So after the 6 months of trying out the new Facebook page and trying to get the Yelp reviews, we have recommended that if they don't feel that their progress is up to par, that they go into Amazon and purchase the McGraw-Hill 36-hour online marketing course, which is under $20, so it's extremely cost effective. We looked into this and thought that it would be an extremely good resource, and it would really teach them how to learn how to correctly market themselves online if they found that their Facebook and Yelp page were not meeting expectations. We thought that it had a lot of good information in it, and that it would be extremely easy to use and extremely profitable for them. Then for the rewards and the referral program, if the dental cleaning wasn't a good enough incentive to bring in as many customers as they would have liked, we thought about just increasing the incentive to something different, maybe a percentage off a visit that was different than what they were already offering, or a different free service. So if they decided to go with dental cleaning, they could do like a complimentary toenail clipping or something like that for their pets. So just looking at the incentives and figuring out what the customers really want. And of course, they could always survey their clients to figure out what is holding them back from referring other people to the program. So to see what they would have to fix about their clinic or about their services in order to make their customers feel comfortable enough to recommend them to their friends. Or to figure out what kind of incentives their customers are looking for in particular. Maybe one customer is looking for, a free bag of dog food or an engraved water bowl with the Georgetown logo on it. These are all things that they can acquire and give out to their customers as different incentives as well. So simply surveying their customers would be a really good source of information if it turns out that the first plans don't work.
Okay. So I know this is small, but so for our scheduling and implementation, we went with our planning and preparation. We decided to have them start, hoping that this gets to them soon. We hope that they can start on May 20th to start planning and preparing for these different programs that we're hoping to put in place. And so we're going to give them about 2 weeks to plan and prepare for this. And I think that's plenty. And then we're going to hope to implement those plans as of June 3rd. And so all of these plans, so during that planning and preparation time, like we were talking about, to be able to send out some flyers, or at least get a layout of these different flyers and things like that, to be able to send out, get it known, post it on Facebook, all these different programs going to be implemented. That's all things that are going to be done during the planning and preparation time. And so after that 2-week period is up, the Facebook and Yelp, that will be there, that will be ready to go. And so during all this time, for Facebook and Yelp, we're going to hope to have a duration of 6 months to be able to, work through that, just stay on top of the Facebook, whether she has to have her daughter go onto the Facebook and keep updating that daily or weekly, whatever that is, but just keep talking about different products and just really advertise the business. And then also for the Yelp, like we talked about before, to have a 2 to 3 week period where we measure that and say, okay, after the 2 to 3 week period, do we have 5 reviews? Do we have more, less? And are people talking about the Yelp reviews? Is that what's bringing people in to be able to possibly do a survey to measure those things? And so for our referral program, we're also going to implement that on June 3rd. And so we're going to give that 6-month period that we talked about. And so halfway through that, we're going to measure that, evaluate that, see where we're at. And so we're going to keep going through that. And then after that 6-month period, if it's not quite there either, we'll maybe improve it, try to change something about it, or get rid of it. So, and then with the rewards program, this is going to take a little bit longer because, as you know, with a veterinarian clinic, it's not really something you go to every day. So we're hoping that within 2 years, people will be able to hand that card back and say, can I get my free dental care or free toe clipping, whatever that may be. And so, and maybe they'll come in more often. Maybe their dogs or cat or whatever pet they have, maybe it's sick more often and they have to come in. So, hopefully that's not what we're hoping for, but so that's what we decided on that. And so it's just going to be a 6 month, 2 years, and then 2 to 3 weeks for the Yelp. And then after that, we'll decide to just continue the season.
So in conclusion, we believe that the strategies that we've come up with will increase customer loyalty and it will really strengthen their customer base cost effectively. And we've already noticed some improvement since we met with Danielle. The Facebook page has been outstanding. They've had really helpful updates about getting your dogs checked for fleas and ticks as the summer is coming, and they've uploaded a lot of cool pictures, and it's become a really good advertising source for them. We hope to notice a lot more changes in the future, and we're really excited to see where this takes them. Are there any questions?
How much does it cost to get that rewards program going? Is it any cost to them?
The only cost they have is the cards. So, really nothing.
Yeah, just to produce the cards and then to provide the free item at the end of the 2-year period. So it shouldn't really be a major cost until they have to provide a free service.
And within the cost, it's just going to be the making sure that people, the receptionist is being like, hey, check out this new program we have, and they can do that with their Facebook page. Keep on reminding customers who like the page that hey, we have this program going, you guys should check it out. So it's going to take more of a committed effort, I think, to start it rather than a financial cost.
Right, and so for that cost of the product provided after the card is turned in, I think it's what dental care is a half an hour service. So it's not really time consuming. It's not really that costly to them, but it does, like we talked about, get a lesser known product out there and start maybe hopefully bringing.
But you did say they have what, 1,000 plus clients?
Yeah.
And a half-hour time frame?
Yeah, maybe. And you have to think about too, though, those aren't all dogs and cats. Those are all, so dogs and cats, I mean, obviously that's the majority, I'm sure, but, when you're talking about dental cleaning, we hope that 50% of the people come in and get that, but realistically, after 2 years, I don't really know how many people are still going to have their card on, but that's what we're hoping that at least gets some people in the door and gets that product out there and maybe creates some customer loyalty as well. So it might be worth it.
Anyone else?